just a few hours. Only a handful of teams have failed to win it just yet, and 2 of them are hoping to change that tonight.
And normally, Kate, that'd be an advantage, right? A team so hungry for that first title, facing someone who's done it before, but that is not the circumstance tonight. And you could just feel it. You could feel it from this fan base on both sides, these players. They want it so badly to do something never done before.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Beginning on the ground with Algier. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Penix working from the gun. Got a man, it's Drake London. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Third and long, they're going to throw. And that's a solid stop there to limit the damage. Gave up some, but it's still 4th down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
They got to jump up front as long as none of their guys went early, and this is going to give them the 1st down. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards. A chance to get off the field goes by the wayside. The defensive penalty keeps him out there. They'll run here following the penalty. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Penix to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
All set to go now from the 35.
Here we go.
Here's Algier on 1st down. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That's Denzel Perryman in on the stop.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
From the shotgun, Penix. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Give him 8 on that one. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Falcons into the red zone for the first time. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. From the gun, they go with Algier. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Algier with another carry. And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons finish up an excellent opening series. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. He's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap to Herbert. That one's complete. Amari on Hampton. And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, running back in the flat.
Finds him on the crossing route. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. They get 22 out of that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
Hampton gets the handoff. Drops that first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. So Super Bowl 60, a quarter of the way done. It's an early advantage for the Falcons. More from Santa Clara coming up. Enough waiting, we're back, and it's time to resume play here in Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. They still have 10 to go here. It's 2nd down. Back to Hampton. And they find him after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Throw here, 3rd down. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Billy Bowman. And the Falcons are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out. That's playing recovered from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense, taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting your offense up for success.
Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. They go again with Algier. And he's going to manage a low yard on that drive up the gut. Stopped by Deion Henley.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late, and this could have been Much, much more exciting.
Nickel look by the Chargers here, 3rd down. Penix here from the gun. That one complete to Pitts. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
On 1st down, here's Penix. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. 1st and 10 for him now, following the penalty. Running it after the penalty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they have a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Penix looking to pass. Short pass caught by his tight end. Ooh, that was close, but they're going to have to get this on 3rd down now. Gain is to the 27.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches. Penix on the sneak. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stopped him at the line. No gain.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. They're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons pull that in front further, 13-zip. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Coup on now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Falcons double their lead to 14.
Chargers, nothing. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Fielded at the 7. And he stopped on the run back of the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Completed over the middle. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So 2nd and 6 awaits on the other side. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Super Bowl 60 and Santa Clara in just a moment. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Set. Delta to Hunt.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a gain of 22. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
5-9.
Herbert on 1st down. Down to the left side, and Johnston has it. And he's going to be touched down right at the line, so no gain on the play.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. Herbert throwing again. That's a quick hitter. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. Rob Flat, first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Herbert from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. It's not met the standard they set for themselves.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Picked off by Billy Bowman. And the Falcons get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, that should pretty much shut down throwing his way anymore, Brock. This guy has ended each of their last 2 drives by himself with an interception.
And that's kind of the price you pay when you're playing phenomenal ball as a defender. I can remember Aaron Rodgers, primetime game, said, I'm not even throwing once, and didn't attack Richard Sherman one time that game.
On 1st down, here's Penix. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. A toss now to Robinson. Fights his way through a tackle. He cuts it to the right sideline. Still fighting forward. And no touchdown here. Just needed a few more, but this one goes out at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
A lot of times we will see defenses get so overcommitted to defending that inside run, they're vulnerable to the outside toss. And that's when things open up, and you can reset those downs.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending 1st and goal from the 3. Robinson is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. This is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Gonna keep this one and go. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Falcons get more points to end a lopsided first half. Michael Penix Jr. the touchdown. On a quarterback sneak to the end zone. Cool with the extra point. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21.
Falcons 21. Chargers nothing.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Here comes the final play of our first half.
Set. Ready.
He's back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Final halftime adjustments of the season are out of the way. It's time to put them into action here. Quarter 3 of the Super Bowl is underway. Here's a return from the 7. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
26-yard line.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Now Herbert to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Throwing the out route complete. Escapes the defender. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. Offense in the hurry up here.
15 yards. And the Chargers, first down.
First and 10, Herbert. Conke's got it again. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's second down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Now Herbert again. Hits his running back. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3. So chipping away a few here ahead of this third down.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
This is going to be down to about the opposing 36 for their next snap. Here's Herbert, first and 10. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
By Washington, left side. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with. Right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
The Chargers just about ready. There they go, sending it away. Here's Agnew on the return. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And this is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Okay, to run like that, just everybody gets to breathe. Things become so much easier when you start a drive with momentum like that.
First and 10 from the 32. Staying with Robinson. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Algier running behind center. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, Penix. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Quite the brave call they're making in this situation, Brock. They're going for it on fourth. They do go for it. It's Penix. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. From the gun, they go with Harris. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Brings up second and 9.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons get it back after making their third first-half interception.
Well, I'm Nick, man. I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his third strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
First and 10, around to Robinson. And he powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be second and 5.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
Come through the sack to bring around third down.
Okay, that was so good, really, on 2 levels there defensively. Number 1, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
Let's go. Hawk 7, trap 60.
Now they send their back in motion right. Third and long for him here. Downfield, and he finds London. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that separation can create the big play down the field.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Hard to believe, but just 1 quarter left in our season. We're through 3 in Super Bowl 60. It's the Falcons with it, hoping to erase memories of Super Bowl 51 and win their first title. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff for Algier. That's a small seam. That's good for 5. Make it 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Penix on 3rd down. Hits him on the out route. And that short field pass, Brock, is held to the short field. It's going to be 4th and short.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
On the move, headed right. Connects on the crosser. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Offense to the line fast. Herbert back to throw. Complete here to Hinton. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
I'm sure coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing on first is Herbert. And no look in. That throw falls to the ground. Hoping to get that one to Keenan Allen. And it's going to be second down. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, more interceptions.
They gained 11 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Baylor tight. Ready.
Herbert to throw once more. Completed to his running back. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Goes to the hurry up here.
13 more yards. That's another Chargers first down.
Baylor tight.
First and goal.
It's Herbert once more. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to have the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers now within one score in the fourth. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Agnew on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Here's Robinson, start to drive. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Another carry for Robinson. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
Well, one defender failed. Well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9.
70 Lions.
He'll throw it. Short pass brought in. He's got the first down grab and still going. And this is going to take him up and across midfield there at the opposing 45. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
Here's Robinson up the middle. He's able to manage a couple on that run. So timeout comes in. Looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
Okay, a 2-yard run on first down. I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Penix here from the gun. Cut out left. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half. Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. Here's a toss right side. Robinson breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. Keeps himself upright. And no touchdown here. Just needed a few more, but this one goes out at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know I love that, Kate, but you know who loved it even more? The late, great John Madden himself, the former lineman. He would have loved watching the student body get right out in front of that thing, those blockers just knocking people off the ball. Well, cleared the way so that running back could show off his speed.
So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Let's go.
They give it to him up the middle. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal.
Well, Kate, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
This is a pivotal moment on the game's biggest stage, Brock. It's 3rd and goal. Robinson. And the run will not work. He is stopped at the line. This is going to be 4th and short. The Chargers call a timeout. That's their last one. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now. Koo able to put it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters. These are the moments they live for.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
2nd and 10 now. Herbert. Completed over the middle. The stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. Herbert on 1st down. Now we'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Some yardage lost and 1st down lost too with that grounding flag. This is 2nd and long. Working from the gun here. It's Herbert. Flush down out to his left. Maybe a bit of It's a grab inside the 30. Gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
1st and 10.
Hey, Catholic.
Herbert throwing again. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal to tie this game in the 4th.
Chargers 21.
With 40 seconds left, you have to think part of this game comes down to this onside kick. And the Falcons are all over the kick. That should just about wrap things up here.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. Line up the design keeper. And the pain of those previous losses finally in the rear view, Brock. Congratulations, Falcons. Atlanta is our Super Bowl champion.